Hey, this is Miles. I'm 23, based out of Austin, and this is Financial Audit.
You're younger than I thought you were. So what do you do for a living?
I do field auditing, so I work with banks of different sorts, and I go out to wherever they have their finances or wherever they're loaning money to, making sure that the places that they're loaning money to still keeps that money where they say they are.
How much do you make?
Probably about $3,000 to $4,000 a month.
Well, is it $3,000 or $4,000 a month?
It varies depending on the
gap.
month.
Oh,
it's a big gap.
So you're hourly.
It's piece rate. So I get base rate, so it's $25 base rate.
Sure.
And then I get per unit, and then I can bid on top of that for mileage or additional time.
Is that what
working
hits your
on job.
account, or is that before taxes?
Before taxes.
So what hits your account on average on a monthly basis?
It's $10.99, so that amount.
What?
$10.99?
Oh, biweekly?
It's $10.99, so I
No, but how? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
subcontractor.
Whew. Yeah, no, I gotcha. I think I'm tired. I'm sorry. Okay, are you setting 30% aside for taxes?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, the kind of is pulling some heavy weight because I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah, I try to. I
Do you
usually
try to?
use-
Do you do it or do
So
you not?
I've been a 1099 for 4 years. I usually use my income from January to March to save up enough to get to my
Why? That's so.
$4,000.
$4,000 is what you've owed these last couple of years.
Yeah, just about. After a lot of write-offs.
Why do you do it that way versus setting it aside on a monthly basis just to make sure you're secure? What if you lose a job?
Yeah, that's
What
a
if something
great
happens and you get
question.
less hours, but you have to pay for all the taxes that came before? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I've always done it that way, so I never really knew another
And you
way to
said
do
January to March, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's that money now?
it. Currently being built up.
From like zero.
Yeah, basically.
We're halfway through that January to March.
Yeah. So
That's certainly something to laugh at. I mean, I would be freaking out.
yeah,
Taxes are due.
doing
IRS likes their money.
like a month and a half or so.
Okay. So you, sir, are an interesting creature. We had phone calls with you. I didn't, but my casting people did. And they were a little confused because lovely little conversations. I'm getting my life together. Things are going well. I'm budgeting. Things are getting better. And I'm working hard. Then we have your documents. Your documents got sent. Your documents are right here in front of me. I know your percentages that are being spent. By the way, 9% went to debt payments, but going out to eat was 16%.
Yeah. So
Why'd you tell us that you were doing well when everything in front of, do you not know what doing well means? Do you not know what budgeting means? Do you not accurately budget? How do you go about this?
I don't think I accurately budget because I do it all mentally. So
Well, obviously that doesn't work.
yeah, and it's not been working. I've always been wanting to put towards credit cards, and then I get towards my time to pay them, and there's like nothing left to.
So
ever
mental
really pay.
budgeting doesn't work, right?
No,
What do we do when something doesn't work?
stop doing it.
And probably figure out something better?
Yeah.
How long have you been mentally budgeting?
Oh, the 4 years I've been doing 1099.
Okay. Why not in those 4 years have you evolved beyond the thing you know doesn't work and do something that works?
I was making a lot of money before I moved to Austin, so I always had a huge cushion to where it never really impacted my funding or my finances
Was the
whatsoever.
cushion the future income that came from the job, or are you talking about a safety net and savings that you had on the side?
So I had about 30,000 saved up for a long time. I did the 6-month
Wow.
pillow
Yeah.
that people always told me about.
Oh,
And once I had that, I never really worried about finances. I was always like, well, if everything goes to I'm good.
Where'd that go?
So
You have $2,300 in savings, including your investment portfolio, which is nothing.
nothing, yeah. So I was making like 10 to 12,000 a month in Pennsylvania,
Wow.
which was great money. Every weekend I was traveling to a different city and just partying. I was spending probably like 8 or 9,000 a month on just partying because I had the money.
How are you? Okay.
And then everything else after the end of the month, because especially my living expenses in Pennsylvania were less than $1,000.
What happened to that job? Why are you down here?
So when I moved here, the job was promised to me. The job was like, oh, we already have everything lined up. We're ready to go.
The same job, but down
Same
here?
job. Yep.
Okay.
So I moved down here with that kind of promise. I got here. A couple weeks went by. Nothing really happened with that. And then a couple more weeks by. nothing happened. And then it just kind of devolved into spending that safety pillow.
No.
Because
okay.
every couple weeks he'd be like, oh, dude, we signed these new contracts. We're doing all this. We're doing all that. So and I was with that company for 2.5, 3 years. So I had a lot of faith in them. And then it just never came to anything. So about January, my safety pillow was zero. I went from 30,000 in August to zero in like early January.
Why were you? Okay, that's a long time. Why didn't you try to go get any other job that wasn't this job that was promised to you? Because I think after a month of being promised a job and I haven't started the job, I'm probably starting to look for another job in preparation for them to continue being a.
Yeah, I kind of just was like, it was a friend as well, so I kind of just kept holding out hope that it would come through, and
Why didn't you go back
to Pennsylvania? So it was in the housing market, so I was doing house inspections. After the housing market kind of crashed, he lost a job as well, kind of. So he started having to cut people out of the job completely, and he started taking over territories that were other people's territories, so he could kind of cut funds in the business.
and you would have been cut?
I might have been cut. I'm not 100% sure. But I knew he was struggling. He just never told me that until literally like a month ago, that like the business is almost completely gone.
When did you get the job you have now?
I got this job in March of last year.
So this $2,000 in savings, you need to double it to pay your taxes, hopefully the amount that you actually need. But then what happens to your savings? You have nothing. What happens if you lose your job?
Yeah, I don't have a plan for that right now.
Then, I mean, I'll just ask, why the spending almost 20% of your income going out to eat then?
Yeah.
If you do not have enough to survive if something were to happen.
Yeah, I have a big friend group, and we always go out to eat. It's always kind of like almost an assumption at this point that we're just going out to eat.
Yeah.
It's just where we're going out to eat.
Sure.
And I get a little bit of like FOMO of like, oh, I'm going to miss a great conversation. I'm going to miss a great meal. Or
You know what you can do though, right? Just shove some sandwiches in your mouth and go.
and then go to
Drink some water. I mean, honestly, so I have a large friend group too, and we definitely like to go out to eat.
Yeah.
This thing's crazy. They beeped like 5 times and then...
That's not my car, I promise.
Is that your plate? White van?
No.
Go get him. Go get him, Noah.
Right at the peak, too.
You have to pee?
No, right at the peak.
Oh.
Like really getting
Yeah, we're getting some heavy beeping. You can leave this in, Brandon. It's interesting. Either way, okay. So we go out to eat a lot, but every once in a while, if something financially is happening in someone's life, they're like, oh, I can't go out.
No.
And that's fine. Welcome to life. Welcome to adulthood.
Yeah.